Right now, a data analyst in Silicon Valley is staring at a monitor, trying to predict complex behavior based on a sequence of digital fragments. Most of us think this kind of systematic, pattern-based thinking is uniquely modern. But 100,000 years ago, your ancestors were doing the exact same thing, except their screen was the red sand of the Kalahari Desert. We are taught that the scientific method, observation, hypothesis testing, and deduction arose during the European Enlightenment. But anthropologists who spent decades living with the San people discovered a startling reality. The hunters of the Kalahari weren't acting on raw animal instinct. They were practicing advanced empirical science before humans even had a word for it. To an untrained eye, a footprint is just a mark. To a tracker, it's a time-stamped ledger. They look at the depth of a heel print to calculate the animal's weight and speed. They look at the sharp crest of displaced sand inside the track. If the sand grains are still tumbling, the animal passed minutes ago. If moisture has evaporated from the overturned earth, it was hours ago. This is systematic data collection. In the 1990s, researcher Louis Liebenberg noticed that when tracks vanished completely onto hard rock, the trackers didn't give up. Instead, they made an imaginative leap. They evaluated the wind direction, the heat of the sun, and the nearest thicket, asking, if I were a tired kudu running from danger, which path would I choose? They ran a mental simulation of another creature's mind inside their own. They didn't just follow footprints, they hypothesized the future. And just like a modern academic journal, a tracker's hypothesis has to survive peer review. When a hunting party loses a trail, they gather in a circle. They don't just listen to the oldest hunter out of blind respect. They debate the evidence. They argue probabilities, point out flaws, and test theories until a consensus emerges. The Kalahari was the world's first open-source laboratory. We made a massive trade. We left the open savanna for concrete offices and swapped the tracking of wildlife for the tracking of algorithmic metrics and notifications. But you inherited their exact nervous system, a brain wired to find patterns, decode chaos, and solve complex mysteries in a small, trusted group. We haven't changed. We are still hunter-gatherers. We just stopped looking at the earth.